Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man that often hires his associates after they try to rob him on a train. It's Norbert Morvan.
You changed since I've been away. I'm Frank White. That's my terrible Christopher Walken. It kind of sounds like Borat. Oh my God.
Hey, you know what? I hate to say this, but after all the brilliant impersonations you've dropped on the Movies, Films, and Flicks podcast, and Deep Blue Sea, the podcast, and Con Air, the podcast, and all the terrible ones, I've never done a good accent ever on this show. I'm not gonna say I'm happy, but it's like watching there's a little dent in your armor now, Norbert.
It's good to watch people fall, man. That's the whole point of America.
Hey, you're great. You did something bad, you're done.
You guys got fed while everybody starved.
We were talking about Nobody. That episode's going to come out later, but then we started talking about public transportation fights in movies.
There's there's more than you know, folks. We limited it to a few. Trust us.
And so I figured, Norbert, you pick 5, I pick 5, and we'll just have a fun time, quick bonus episode here where we talk about our favorite public transportation brawls. And
this is it.
I got up super early to watch all these fights, and it was awesome. It's like, hey, I got to wake up early to research public transportation brawls. So that was pretty awesome. And you know what? I'll let you start us off. Like, what's the first brawl you picked? Like, what's the first public transportation fight you want to talk about?
All right. Well, we can go with the obvious. One of the most recent, beyond Nobody, Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah.
Shang-Chi on the bus. The word that I used, it's kinetic, ladies and gentlemen. It moves. And then you get that dose of not just the Jackie Chan / Buster Keaton stuff like you were mentioning before, where everything's moving. Anything that's lying around could potentially be in play. But now you get that touch of the $700 million Marvel magic that they throw on top of it. So this bus fight is amazing. This guy comes out of nowhere, and he's just got a sword for a forearm, man. And Shang-Chi's just, very well dressed, and he's got to dodge this. It's a great fight.
Oh, man. And Drago's kid comes out of nowhere and just starts fighting him. And you have an accordion bus. You have the speed aspect where you establish that Katie, played by Awkwafina, can drive. So then you just put her on the wheel, and you get the really funny guy in the bus going, I did some training back in the day, and I can let me walk you through this. And he had 1.1 thousand people watching that, so he has some good streamers on his channel. But you're right. Oh, sorry.
Do social media. No, I was just saying. Yeah.
I love he's on the train, he's on the bus, and then gets kicked out of the bus, and he gets back into the bus, and then it's all over the place. And like you said, it's very expensive, and it's my favorite action scene in Shang-Chi.
Oh, it's brilliant, man. And it's not to say that, the ending of Shang-Chi wasn't good, but, typical Marvel DC superhero fighting an army of CGI goons on a green screen battlefield. Sure. Okay, fine. That's what it is. But man, Shang-Chi gets to show you, wait a minute, I actually do get busy with the martial arts. Oh, by the way, I'm just going to kick 2 guys in the face at the same time with a jumping split kick. That's fascinating. And then I'm just going to banter a little bit with my buddy Awkwafina, who we're not hooking up. We're just friends too. That's another thing I found refreshing about this. There was never any, are we going to is this happening? Are we going to do they make out? No, that's just his homie. Love it. Love it.
Yeah, it's nice to just have friends in a film, and they're just buds. And that elbow he lands, and I just love bus altercations in general. And so just watching that, I like everything that comes into play too. And before he pitched this, when the director Destin Daniel Cretton pitched this movie, he wanted to have a bus fight. He just told everybody, but it went from being one bus to an accordion bus to San Francisco. And
this is it, man. This is it. You get those San Francisco hills involved. It's great.
Because this is Florida. It's nothing. You're just going to stop. There's no hills. You're going downhill. You are done. And
that's it.
But I love the stakes to it, and cutting through the bars, and the creativity. And I think, like you said, Norbert, it's just nice seeing people inside of a bus fighting. It's just a cool fight. And that Florian Montague he's a big dude. So you have him.
Yeah, he is.
Florian Montaño. He's just a big dude. So he's pulling off that physicality. Like, I love that introduction to to his martial arts. Oh, that scene made me so happy.
The reason why we're taking a look at public transportation fights is because you have this lack of space, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what we had when we were introduced to the Jason Bourne shaky cam style of camera, for a few years, fight scenes were almost illegible because everybody was just trying to copy that style of just the camera, cinema verite. You are there. You could have done this on your crappy Samsung phone. Nobody. What has happened with these particular bus fights and train fights and public transport fights are so good. It's easy to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a sense of scale that is ironic, because usually a sense of scale is grand. But in these fights, you got a very small window to work within. And you still got to pull off all of your incredible moves. And so if you got a good director and a great cinematographer and excellent talent, these are great to look at, man. And Simu Liu is just a beast on this bus, man. A beast.
And when they cut the brake lines, it feels pretty organic.
Yeah.
And just Razor Fist goes right through it. And there's the stories. Like, you have to get the passengers to the front of the bus. Like, there's 8 different stories going on in this, but it feels very organic.
Oh, yeah. And it goes from outside the bus to inside the bus, the camera. And then there's the one tracking shot.
The old boy shot.
Right. When he goes from the front of the bus to the back of the bus. He's just kicking ass the whole way. And also, RIP to the Apple laptop. Those things are $2,000.
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
She's in San Francisco. There's no way she paid less than $2,000 for that laptop. And it's just gone. Because clearly, if his forearm blade is cutting through the bus, what do you think it's going to do to the laptop, bro? You failed there.
That was, yeah. Maybe he's a PC guy. But yeah, that
laptop just eats it.
What a fight! I'm realizing how ambitious we got with this episode now, because this could be a 30-minute talk on its own. But I think this is also a good way to promote scenes we love too, as well, that maybe haven't been watched by a lot of people, or maybe fallen out of people's memory. The one fight I want to talk about now is, I do have a bus fight, but I'm going to pivot. I want to talk about the Wolverine 2013.
Oh, that was sweet.
Because
long time no see.
I admire those henchmen who got on top of the 300-mile-an-hour bullet train and tried to fight Wolverine. And I also like that Wolverine cheated at one point of the fight.
How'd he cheat?
Well, so there's that scene where they jumped over they ducked and then they jumped. And then Wolverine pretends to jump. So then the henchman who's looking backwards doesn't know it's coming, but he sees Wolverine jumping. The henchman jumps and just gets smashed. 300 miles an hour. Every bone in his body becomes jello. It's just, it is just like, but you and I are Yakuza. Somehow, Norbert, you and I become Yakuza.
Okay, sweet, finally.
We don't have pinkies. We're tattooed head to, we can cover everything up with suits and sweaters. Tattooed up.
Okay.
We find ourselves on a bus with Wolverine.
Ugh.
And we actually go on top of a 300-mile-an-hour train. I said bus. 300-mile train with a knife.
It's a train.
With a knife. Right. We're trying to knife fight an immortal with healing abilities who has 6 claws that are probably 8, 9, 12 inches long. We're
unbreakable.
Dead. We're dead.
He's got unbreakable bones and regenerative healing abilities in seconds. Yeah.
I'll go for it.
You know what people don't appreciate? How fast these bullet trains are. You and I, having been out here in Asia, this is not your little Amtrak Acela, folks. These trains are booming from place to place. And when you're in the station and the train goes by, it's not a little breeze. It's that's how fast it is. It feels like the speed of sound. So when they're on the top of this train and they're just backflipping and jumping around, you realize, okay, this is legit madness. It's insane.
I would give the henchmen a raise, but they're dead.
Multiple fractures of say they survived, just put them out of their misery. The level of injury here, because these guys are bouncing off of light poles and electricity, and Wolverine doesn't even get to cut too many of them. Is that to his credit or detriment?
I mean, these henchmen are tough, though. There's a
Yeah,
scene where there's a henchman hanging from Wolverine's leg, and the henchman just stabs Wolverine in the leg. So, you know, like you're hanging, like you are hanging from Wolverine, and you just stab him in the leg. Like, I hope that, I know he passed away in Logan, but I hope that one day Logan was just sitting there drinking something and just going, you know, those guys in Japan were, in 2013, were pretty legit.
They were gritty.
Yeah.
They were gritty.
Like,
they had moxie.
They definitely belong in the Villain Hall of Fame, the Henchman Hall of Fame.
They had moxie.
Yeah.
Moxie for
capital M, capital X, capital E.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why the O and the I aren't, but
goons, hired goons.
Yeah, I know goon can have all capitalized moxie.
No, you can't.
What's your second fight? Or bus fight, train fight, cab fight?
Oh, okay. So that was Shang-Chi, you know. Of course, what we saw in Nobody, you know. What I want you all to do is when it drops, make sure you check out that Nobody pod that me and Mark did, because we definitely get into what goes on in that bus fight. That deserves all the time we give it. That's amazing. That's an amazing fight. So my next one, if you could even call it a fight, if you check it out on YouTube, it's called the Subway Massacre.
Oh man, Predator 2.
Predator 2, ladies and gentlemen, because I am an old man. Want some candy? I love the movie. I don't care what anyone says. No, it's not as good as Predator, but it's its own thing. To me, it's Predator's side story, basically. So
with Rage Glover.
It's dude.
I love Glover in that movie.
Danny Glover's jacked.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do everything to hide it too.
That's it. I don't understand. Danny Glover is jacked in this movie. But unfortunately, Danny Glover's not on the train, man. All we have is our buddy Bill Paxton, R.I.P. And oh my God, why did I forget the female cop's name?
Total Recall.
Is it Maria Conchita Alonso?
Yeah.
Okay. So we got Bill Paxton and we got Maria Conchita Alonso, and they're just on a train. You know, and this is supposed to be the hyper future LA 97, you know, where we have gone down the side path of, actually, not only is everyone armed, but it could just pop up at any time, even if the Predator is not there, because these guys are going to rob this jerk. And he pulls out a gun. Yeah, you guys want it? And the Predator goes, spider sense tingling. There are guns involved. I'm going to jump on top of this train and just go ham. The Predator, it's not so much a fight as it's just take a step, murder a guy. Take a step, rip out a spine. Take a step, just claws. It's unbelievable, this fight. And in a movie that a lot of people don't like, this scene is scary.
Dude, because it's really scary.
The lights go off, and it's just everyone is armed for some reason. Men, women, and children. They all have, at minimum, a .357 Magnum. And it's just gunshots going off and flashing lights. And, there's blood splatter. And then, that man just got disemboweled. This is insane. I love it.
And poor Billy P. And I remember watching this movie probably 91, 92. I had already watched Predator. And Predator's a very violent movie, but it's quite safe. This movie's a horror movie. Predator is an action movie, but you could say it's horror because an alien stalks and murders people and takes their spines out. But Predator 2 is a horror movie. It is. It's wildly violent, and I was not ready for it when I watched this movie. And watching this scene, but you do learn that the Yautja does not kill pregnant women, so that's interesting.
No. Good guy.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Just slaughters everybody else though. But what a violent.
Oh my God. I mean, you the survivors of this, okay? Marlena, that's her name. The character's name is Marlena. So Maria Conchita Alonso's character, Marlena, is leading the people who are now clearly traumatized forever. Anytime they hear a subway train coming in the future, PTSD is going to immediately kick in. She's covered in just blood. Whose blood? We don't know. And she's just leading these people out. Bill Paxton has decided he's going to be a hero and just unloads 3 clips and then what looks like a ping pong ball at the Predator in frustration. And then the last thing he hears is, "Want some candy?"
Oh.
And then he gets disemboweled.
And the Predator hangs people up too, or the Yautja. What a mean scene.
Predator, the Yautja. Yeah, it's evil.
I love that scene because this movie's very violent, but I love the opening shot where you think you're in the jungle, but then it goes to L.A.
Yes, man.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Marlena, now. Yeah, and there's just so much. There's blood everywhere too. Blood.
It should be the Midnight Meat Train.
Oh God.
Got Vinnie Jones on there, and Bradley Cooper, coincidentally.
Yeah.
But I love that pick. You pick some bangers right now. I love it.
There you go, champ. What do you got? What do you got?
This one's not as long, but it involves hammers, and it's in the Raid 2, and it features Hammer Girl. The character's name is Hammer Girl, attacking fellow gangsters. But what she does to them is just really unhealthy. I mean, she has her glasses on. Oh man, it's just such a, like, she runs. Okay, like in my notes, you have a claw through mouth, front
right.
kick. She smashes a guy's head, and they make sure to show that the hammer went through the skull.
Yeah,
she
it did.
Plays drums on a guy's body with the claw sections of her hammer. She goes,
yeah.
Bum, 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 you know, like she pulls her best Lars from Metallica on a gangster's body in a train. And I do appreciate, though, that everybody on this train runs away. So it just becomes
immediately.
Yeah, they see it, they run. And I like that they let them run. But it's just what she does to these people. She plays you get head smashes. Oh gosh, she like catches a guy's leg. Oh man, and then she flips him and then uses him. She just brutalizes people, man. And then
it's absurd. And
then they also go back and forth between the baseball bat guy and oh gosh, who's the right hand man? I know him. He also popped up in. He's not Yayan. Ramen, the assassin Bejo's top enforcer. Yeah. Okay. Absolute beast, and he's the one in that great kitchen fight. But you have Baseball Batman, you have Hammer Girl, and you just Alicia. Oh, dude, I like that Julia Estelle. She's also in The Night Comes for Us, and that's one of the most violent films I have ever seen in my life, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. So she's also in Headshot as well. She's in all the Eco UA movies.
Here's a question: a claw hammer, absolutely heavy. Absolutely blunt, using the other side of the claw hammer to rip out what seems to be the guy's rib section area. My God, just hits him with that side in what looks to be just under his rib and just pulls it down, man. And then just fatality. And the thud. To her credit, she is getting penetration with the blunt side of this hammer. She's really strong, bro.
I think in this world there are superheroes because,
right?
You know, Iko Ue's character Rama, he can climb entire buildings without a drink of water and slaughter 50 people. He can bathroom fight 40 people. So I think
there it is.
I think in this world there are it's like a weird, it's like Invincible or The Boys type world where there's people who just are not. And you know, Hammer Girl is clearly superhuman because.
Yeah.
She's just leaving craters and skulls, but it's just such.
Yeah.
It's so gnarly. It is.
Yeah.
She plays the drums on a guy.
I have worn sunglasses indoors before, and it's hard to see. She seems to have no such limitation, brother.
Superhuman. And also, baseball bat guy drills a perfect baseball shot from 50 yards away into a guy's head. Like these are.
Which is insane because you go to an actual baseball stadium and there are signs all over the place that say hit it here, and that's not a thing that ever happens, like ever, throughout the course of 162 games with 30 teams. It never lands on hit it here.
Oh. Yeah, not like these are these bounty hunters killers that you just call in and they just ride in from hell. And
why not?
Slaughter people. But I had to pick this because I love the Raid 2. And listen, I know that. Okay, I just want to get off this real quick. I know that there's great fights in Legend of Drunken Master, but that's not really a passenger train. It's underneath a lot of it. Spectre has a good one, Under Siege 2, From Russia with Love, Mission Impossible, Speed, like John Wick 2 has a great one, The General. I mean, look at Buster Keaton, The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. But I just pick the ones I love, and I love all these, but I just,
we love those too, sure.
Yeah, exactly. But these were the 5 that called my name. So I just want everyone to know, like The Great Trade Robberies, like one of the first short movies made. And A Train Coming in the Station is one of the first films. But it's just, I picked my 5. Just letting everybody know.
Your
I just got to get that out. What's your third pick?
And now I'm going to go to Christopher Walken in The King of New York, 1990. He's Frank White, drug dealer. They put me away for all this time, and I come back, nothing's changed. Everything's worse. So I wanted back my spot. How's that? Eh?
A plus.
No, it's terrible. Still, it's terrible.
I forgot. I didn't talk for a while there because I forgot who you were for a second. The lines between reality blurred.
I disappeared into the character.
You started dancing and floating, and Fatboy Slim came on. It was.
Man, so Christopher Walken is the King of New York, and he's the King of New York not in the royal family sense. He's the King of New York because he just knows all the horrible people and all the drugs. Mm-hmm. It's just not a good guy.
No. So
eventually, he just loses it, man. And he's running away from the cop, the grizzled cop who's been chasing him throughout the entire movie. And this cop, for what it's worth, smokes billions of cigarettes, incredibly out of shape, not a good looking guy, not a good looking guy in the sense that he's ugly, but he just looks like, next cup of coffee that man drinks, his heart's going to explode, His name is Victor Argo, the actor, and Victor Argo, Frank, come on, Lieutenant Roy Bishop. And they're running around the Times Square station in New York in 1990. And I just came back from New York, and that subway station looks exactly the same. It's just hard to get around, and he's on the classic old Redbird, and he's got Frank, it's time to give it up. You just killed a guy, and also you're a drug dealer. And I'm Frank White. I don't surrender to anyone. And he's kind of holding the chick hostage, but Frank White's indifferent to not just human life, but at this point his own, because the organization's falling apart and the cops are closing in on him. So is it a subway fight? Well, it's a fight in the Old West style of I'm pulling out this gun and we're just going to unload our guns at each other and see what happens. Mm-hmm. And there's no music because it's gritty Abel Ferrara time. And this is an actual New York City Redbird train. Like, they're on the subway.
Yeah, he didn't mess around when it comes to shooting in New York.
No, not at all. The realism is through the roof. So we're not getting the glorious blood of our friend in the raid, but Frank gets his comeuppance after he gets a stern talking to. And, then Frank ends up dying, unfortunately, in a taxi in Times Square, which, of all the places to die, taxi in Times Square, just surrounded by the lights and the noise, madness.
I mean, the subway work in this movie in general is great. When you have, when you have that group coming up to him, was that Harold Perrineau in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you have a young Harold.
When he walks up to him and they try to rob him, he pulls out his gun and he gives him the cash. It's like, come find me at this hotel. Like, there's great subway work going on in this movie. And it kind of, whenever I see Abel Ferrara's name, I just immediately think of Bad Lieutenant and Harvey Keitel. It's just like, geez Louise, this guy.
Dude, Abel Ferrara, you want to talk about just dark movies? The remake of The Invasion of the Body Snatchers that he made, that movie's been remade 3 or 4 different times. And each time, unlike any other film I know of, it gets better. The 70s remake with Goldblum and Nimoy of Body Snatchers is better than the original. And then the Body Snatchers by Abel Ferrara, you just get Forrest Whitaker in there and Arlie Ermey. And it's just dark. And it's real cynical, man.
his
It's real.
his addiction movie too, the vampire flick with the vampire attack at the end. Like
Yeah.
his movies scar me, and I won't thank Johnny Numb for kind of turning me on to Bad Lieutenant and kind of his world. I'd watch The Addiction, but it's kind of been fun, and we're doing Miss 45 coming up on the MFF pod. So my friend Hakeem and I were doing a gritty series. So we've done I Spit on Your Grave, then we're doing Maniac, and then we're doing Miss 45.
There it is.
But no,
there it is. Yeah.
I'm glad you picked this. A legit on location scene.
It's not only is it on location, but it looks like he won because Frank White just basically ventilates the cop. he shoots Victor Argo about 4 or 5 times with a semi-auto, and then just walks out of the subway, gets in a cab, and dies. I love it. There's almost no dialogue after that.
And Victor Argo has a crazy filmography too. This guy has been in some legit movies, man. Taxi Driver.
Lieutenant Roy Bishop, rest in peace.
Last Temptation of Christ. He was in Quick Change. That's actually a pretty fun New York movie.
I do like that movie.
It's good. Bill Murray. Can't go wrong.
What do you got? Brother? What do you got?
The Villainess. So The Villainess is a Korean film, 2017 action thriller. Stars Kim Ok-bin. She's in Thirst. I love that movie. It was directed by Jong Byung-gil, who was a former stuntman turned director who, in his 2 films, Carter and The Villainess, I'm pretty sure employed every stunt person in Korea, North and South. I'm pretty sure that every single Korean signed up for this movie, stuntman. And at the end, what happens is there's a big bus fight. So you get Villainess, and this is one of the rare fights where she's not in the bus to begin with. She catches up to the bus, she hacks onto the top of it, she breaks in. His patented camera. I mean, this movie has no budget. So the patented camera work in here, but she basically has an axe, and she is just ripping throats. She's shoulder stabbing. They flip the bus. She looks like a maniac at the end, but it's just like she cuts the hand off the bus driver. It's just I'm gonna use your word, a kinetic, violent, bonkers movie with Kim Ok-bin as becoming an elite. It's basically La Femme Nikita. But with a lot, it's good. If you haven't watched it, just watch the opening murder scenes. But I had to pick this because I just remember watching this and her getting on the bus and then the bus flipping. But in true fashion of Jung Byung-gil, is like there's ripped arms, there's bloody throats, there's just viscera everywhere. And it's just fun watching Kim Ok-bin murder people. So that made me happy.
And this has got the shaky cam cinema verite.
Well, they did that because they had no money. And so like we could do this quick, but if these movies do have that shaky cam vibe and the first person vibe, but I think they just did that just to save money on a budget. But I don't know. I like that she got on the bus and then murdered the people. It's just a gnarly scene.
And it's easy to see.
Yeah,
that's the thing. The fight scene is legible, which critically important. Like you got to see what's going on.
And you kind of talked about the verite, and there's a lot of weird cuts, and not weird cuts. There's a lot of unique cuts. But yeah, they do keep you in the action pretty good. It's filmed uniquely, and you can get a bit queasy if you're not into that kind of vibe. But it's a good bit, so I had to include it. So far I've covered. I have been to Japan with the Wolverine. Then I went to Indonesia.
Correct.
Then I went to South Korea. So
correct.
Yeah, so it's good. I'm covering the world here.
Southeast Asia, baby.
That's right.
Southeast Asia. It's a beautiful place.
Who you got next?
All right, and so my last one, because nobody. You got to go listen to the other pod for that, folks. My last one is going to be Collateral. Oh. Collateral is a movie that I don't think enough people talk about because Tom Cruise is a bad guy and Jamie Foxx is playing the kind of nebbish dude that Amazing Spider-Man 2, that's what they needed Electro Max Dillon to be.
Yeah.
If this was Max Dillon, Amazing Spider-Man 2 is a classic movie.
It's amazing if they actually keep his scenes in the film and don't cut everything that he does.
Right. Because it was just too over the top, Max Dillon. Oh, Spider-Man. This guy here in Collateral, he's also got that kind of meek vibe, but he's not weak.
No.
And so
he's very good at his job.
Right. And so, Collateral's the movie, comes out in 2004. And Tom Cruise, he needs a taxi driver, because he's going to murder a couple of people and he'll pay you the money. And Jamie Foxx, okay, cool. Yeah, I'll be your taxi. This is Uber before Uber, folks. Uber before Uber. So he's going to get an obscene amount of money from Tom Cruise. Problem is, he realizes, wait a minute, Tom Cruise is actually a murderer. And he doesn't like it. So at the end of the movie, the woman that Tom Cruise has to kill is played by Jada Pinkett Smith. And Jamie Foxx realizes, you know what? I kind of like her. Maybe I don't want to see her die because, she kind of looks like Jada Pinkett Smith. It's pretty hot. Let me not kill her. Might hook up with her at the end of this movie. So Tom Cruise, there's no other way to say it. He becomes the Terminator at the end of this movie. He's got blood on the side of his face, walking around in public with just another snub-nosed semi-auto, just screaming at people on the subway, DGAF, I will murder, where's the knock list? And then they just start firing at each other through a train door, which is unbelievable because somehow Jamie Foxx is not immediately killed.
Yeah.
There's no way Tom Cruise should have ventilated him, not unlike the King of New York. Police officer is murdered.
He should have won, but I guess it does.
He should have won.
I guess it builds that nice finale where, remember in the beginning when he's in the cab with Max, Vincent, and he goes, yeah, someone was dead on a train for a long time, and then he's going to be the guy who's dead on the train.
Right. Chekhov's dead on the train story.
Exactly.
Where the body just rides around and nobody notices, and it goes from the start to the finish and back again. Yeah.
Dude, I covered Collateral. It should be out in maybe a month or two on the MFF podcast, and it's so good, man. And just
it's a great movie.
That opening scene, there's an opening scene with Max and Annie in the cab, and they immediately have chemistry. Like they're so good. You immediately think Annie's awesome. Max is really good at his job. Tom Cruise has rarely been better. This is in my top 5 all-time Tom Cruise performances, and it should be. It's just a beautiful train scene because the lead up to it, the running, then they get on the train, and I like when Max is stuck in the train and Vincent's just waiting for him to come out, and then it just plays so good, and just I like how when Vincent gets shot, he just sits down. He's like, "There's no point. I'm dead. You got me.
I'm not going to struggle. You got the juice now. It's all good. It's all good." And the camera work. This is straight up digital camera, and it looks like you're there.
It's good.
So visceral. This one, it just looks very, very real. It's cinema verite, but done correctly by your boy Michael Mann.
He plans this out, and he added these. He had the digital cameras to capture more light because he thought there's no way he could capture LA like that, and it would be totally dark on film. So he brought those out. You already know this, but it's just such a cool scene, and it plays so well, and it's just cool seeing Max kind of get his strength, and Tom Cruise, man, just so good. Even Jada Pinkett's awesome. What a scene! I'm glad you picked it.
Oh man, it's great, man. And then after they ventilate each other ish, they just sit and kind of have a talk. Yeah, so it's been real.
And then he just dies in a way
just dies.
People don't really normally die, but still.
Well, he's just gonna ride around the train, for a while. See if he can make it to Long Beach. That's the last stop.
I'm glad you picked this. I would have picked this if you didn't.
Thank you.
All right, so I got 2 to drop, and you know what? I'm going to go back to South Korea, and we're going to talk about Train to Busan. We're going to talk about the melee scene. Yeah, because, listen, Train to Busan is a beautiful movie. It is wonderful. And I wish this came out when I was living in Korea, because we had the Host that was out, and every time I went by the Han River, I kept waiting. I kept waiting for monsters to murder people, but they never did.
Right.
But yeah, just watching Ma Dong-seok and Gong Yu just running, and Choi Woo-shik, who actually started in Parasite later on. He just watching them go through this train car that's going from Seoul to Busan, north to south essentially, and just fighting these zombies. And I love that one of the guys has tape on his arms, the other one has a baseball bat, the other guy has a shield. And I love that it starts with Sang-hwa jumping on a seat and kicking a guy back, then punching someone in the face and throwing a zombie into a window. And then you just get all this cool stories of you put a zombie behind, then you finish him off with a bat, then they get into the room with the baseball players, and the kid with the baseball bat doesn't know what to do, but then the lights turn off, and that's when you learn it, and the baseball bats work, and like they learn cool things like people like it just tells. There's so much storytelling in this melee.
Yeah.
And I love Sang-Hwa. Like if I had to put together a top 10 fist fighters list of the 21st century, I would include him. Like I love this character. He's a monster. Now,
he's huge.
He does take a 190-pound zombie by the shirt and throw him into the roof, which is never happened. Never happened. But it's beautiful. Like it's just
man.
It establishes him as an absolute brick. And
I
adore this scene.
He is all over advertising here in Korea as just a big 안녕하세요. He's that guy on the commercials on TV in Korea. So that's his personality. He's basically what if Hulk Hogan was actually a good dude in Korea. So he's a pitchman for products. He's very well loved out here. And I really appreciated how this train, I literally cannot take the train to Busan and not think of this movie. Every single time I do. And the KTX, which is what they're riding on. It's the Korean bullet train. It's flying. And it's so comfortable. And it's so nice, man. So every time I see this movie, I get the chills. And I always do check the bathroom for crazy cats. I really do. It freaks me out.
And I just love that. You know, in zombie films, you and I, we're going to talk about Night of the Living Dead in November, so I'm excited for that. But in zombie films, you don't typically get like zombie fist fights.
Right.
And so that's why I adore that. So yeah, I had to add Train to Busan. And my last one, which I guess it's fitting to add this because I wanted to go back to the superhero realm, but it's Spider-Man 2. And it's the train scene from Spider-Man 2. And now, you know, I love the fight between him and Doc Ock, but mostly for me, this fight is watching Tobey Maguire stop that train. And for me, this is I'm serious, man. This is like top 3 superhero moments for me. Orange jumpsuit man in Unbreakable's number 1. And then this might be 2. And yeah, sure, it's the poop face. His suit's ripping. But what I love too is he's about to fall off the train and the people grab him. And then they carry him back. Like it's a very religious allegory, the way he's being carried. And then his mask comes off and everyone's like, we won't tell. Here's your mask again. Like, you're good. This is pre social media age. Maybe there's some MySpace. You know, maybe Facebook was going. But it was just, they get his back. That's 2004. Facebook's kicking. There's probably some, MySpace is probably around.
Well, not for nothing, okay? Peter Parker has always been a very generic looking dude. Mm-hmm. And so in this particular instance, oh my God, what about his secret identity? He looks like a lot of dudes that just walk around New York with brown hair and brown eyes, for what it's worth. He's basically a nobody. So that's why it's not such a big deal. I give him the benefit of doubt. And in terms of train fights, you want to talk about Dr. Octopus? Gives him the business on that train.
Oh, the business.
That work. And gives him that work.
Melina's perfection in this movie, because you get a nice, they actually spend time with him in this film, and you like him, and you realize that chip that hit is turning him evil, and the whole doctor, like the whole like the killing the doctor scene is straight Sam Raimi, but just he handles Spider-Man, then he takes the brakes out, and he can't kill Spider-Man because he has to bring him to Osborn. So he just handles him, and then he just ducks out, and Spider-Man has to figure out how to stop this train. And listen, like, yeah, sure, it's kind of cliche, whatever, but watching just, I don't know, the poop face, of course, but the poop face. There's something about this in 2004 that just felt thrilling and like kind of selfless, and then the way the humans reacted, because, you know, and like X-Men, you know, they we hate the mutants and get rid of the mutants, and it's just watching them rally around him, and the extras are really good in this scene too, and you know, some of the featured actors as well. So
Phil Lamar cameo.
Oh man, wow.
Yeah. Phil Lamar is one of the people standing there while Tobey Maguire's trying to stop a moving train with one leg. That's amazing.
Because he hurts his knee.
Yeah. But Raimi. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, go for it.
I was gonna say, one of the things that Raimi really dug Spider-Man as a character. He was into the comics, and so in the comics, Jonah Jameson, and in the movies, Jonah Jameson is always, Spider-Man's a piece of shit. He's a menace. Rah, 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 rah. But the locals realize, yo, Spider-Man saved my brother from a falling tree the other week. Oh, somebody threw a car at my nephew and Spider-Man caught it and then gave him a burger. So the average people have always loved Spider-Man.
Ah.
And that's why it really, the suspension of disbelief. I would sell Spider-Man's secret identity. Who is he? He's not carrying a wallet. Sure, you got a picture of his face, but who is he? He's a generic dude. Plus, he saved our lives.
Yeah.
So let's not do that.
It's refreshing. It's a refreshing scene, and I think for me it's an all-timer. I think it's just I think it's kind of an all-timer moment because I guess I like my superheroes more human, and so watching Bruce Willis in Unbreakable, even Mr. Glass, Sam Jackson, and just watching the humanity to it just sells it. And yeah, that's it. And listen, I get the poop face, but
the poop face is hilarious.
I just love when they catch him. Oh, it's so good. Well, hey, this was fun, man, and it's a fun bonus episode. But I had to talk about some bus fights like this, or train fights. Like, let's do a quick episode. Let's embrace cinematic train fights.
That's right. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, we don't get bus and train fights without public transportation. So support your local public transportation initiatives. I'm Norbert Morvan.
And make sure to get on those bullet trains. They're amazing.
Oh, they're amazing.
Man. It sure beats the hour-and-a-half bus ride from, well, we didn't have a train in Cheongju, did we?
Technically there was a train, but not a subway. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I just took the bus to Seoul. That was Seoul, an hour and a half. That's easy. All right. Well, hey, this was great, man. Thank you for joining me.
Peace out, brother.
All right. So for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Norbert Morvan, this is Movies, Shows, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.